for sine, there's actually two cases. Now for your assignment, for problem 1, 2, 3, and 4, they are all going to be basically, you can call this case 1. So case 1 of sine. Basically, for case 1, what you have is the angle that is given gives you this side, right? So your x is basically your opposite, okay? Because remember, for sine, we have SOH, which means opposite over hypotenuse, right? So in this case, if we set this up, this is going to be sine of 40 is equal to x. Now let me put x in red because I really want to emphasize this. X is on top, and that's going to be in red. And then on the bottom, you have 12. So again, for problems 1 through 4, you're going to have this case where x is going to be on top. Now, what do you have to do from here in order to solve this is, well, you have to go ahead and multiply both sides by the denominator, right? The denominator is 12. So let's make this in a different color too. So let's make this in, what's a good color? Green. So I go ahead and multiply by 12 on this side. So that means that I also have to do that on this other side. These two cancel out. So what I'm left with is basically my answer. So x is equal to whatever we get on that side. So let me turn on my calculator. So we have 12 times sine of 40. Remember to please put your calculator in degrees first before you do this. So once you have it in degrees, you go ahead and look at over here, sine. So that will be sine here, and we go ahead and put the 40. So that's going to be sine of 40, 12 times sine of 40. That gives you 7.71. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down, 7.71. And they want you to go ahead and round this to the first decimal place. So you look over here. So that's going to be 1. So because it's 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, you go ahead and stay there. So the answer is going to be 7.7 is equal to x. Now, if the 1 that we have here would have been a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, then it will be 7.8. But in this case, it's 7.7. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, 2, 3, and 4 are going to be the same. So basically, what you have here, your opposite is going to be your x. So this is going to be the case for case 1. 1, 2, 3, and 4, your x is going to be on top. All right, now let's go over case number 2, which would be 5, 6, 7, and 8. So these are going to be known as case number 2. So case number 2, let's first look. We're still working with sine, all right? But if you guys notice, my opposite is no longer x. So now I'm actually given the opposite, and my hypotenuse is the one that is now my x. If you remember, this is going to change our setup because we have SOH, which is sine of 34 is equal to opposite. Opposite is 17, and then we put our x in the bottom because x is our hypotenuse. So case number 2 has x in the bottom, x on bottom, and case number 1, as you guys can see here in my first example, my x is on top. So case 1, x is on top. Okay, so that's going to make a difference when we go ahead and solve this. So we still do the same thing. We have to multiply both sides by the denominator. So in this case, my denominator is x. So I multiply x on both sides. This is going to go ahead and simplify to, well, let's make this in green. Let's see, x times sine of 34 is equal to, these two cancel out, 17. Now to get rid of my sine 34, we divide both sides by sine of 34, because remember, any number divided by itself is equal to a 1. And then whatever you do to one side, you have to do it to the other side of the equation, or the equal sign. So basically we have x on this side, and on the other side you have to use your calculator. So we look at 17 divided by sine 34, close parentheses, that gives me 30.40. And now we go ahead and round. So we look at our 4, we look at the number afterwards. So this is going to be 34.4. Okay. So again, my x is in the bottom. So basically means that at the end, I'm going to have to divide by my sine. All right. So I'm going to help you with number 6 to set it up so you can see it again, how this is different. So this is the angle that I'm given, and 16 is my opposite. 16 is my opposite, not x. That's why this is case number 2. So it's going to be sine of 49 is equal to 16 divided by x. And you would follow the same steps that you see on this side. So you would go ahead and multiply both sides by x. Then it's going to cancel out. And at the end, you're going to divide by sine of 49. Well, hopefully this helps you out. Now this is gonna be, you're gonna be doing this for the same thing for 7 and 8, and then after 8, for 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, you're gonna have to go ahead and identify which case you are given. So I went ahead and mixed them up. So for example, let's go ahead and do number 10. So number 10 is gonna be case 1 or case 2. Well, my opposite is what? 14, right? So that means that this is going to be case 2, because basically I'm going to have sine 69 is equal to 14 divided by x. So this is going to be case 2. And now let's look at another one. But 12 is going to be case 1, right? Because you have x as your opposite. So it's going to be sine 63 is equal to x, because x is my opposite, divided by 13. Okay, guys. Hope this helped. If you have questions, send them through Remind or send me a message through email. That's it for today. Bye, guys.